And President Obama has plans to push the FCC to expand broadband access. He wants to reclassify the Internet as a public utility. All rise, Judge Andrew Napolitano is here to weigh in on all of this. And Judge, what's the FCC doing, and what's your reaction?
Well, the FCC, Tom, good morning. It's always nice to be with you. Tom, the FCC is expanding its own authority by proclaiming that a law written in 1934 somehow was intended to encompass the regulation of the Internet in 2015. It's basically what it's doing. The concept that government involvement in the regulation of the movement of information and data is somehow neutral, is somehow net neutrality, is a euphemism for the books. There is nothing neutral when the government is involved. The regulations that the FCC is about to promulgate will someday lead to the FCC being able to control content, just as it controls content for broadcast airwaves on the television programs that we watch in the evening.
But the thing, you know, when we first started learning about the Internet years ago, it was called the information highway. And so I think of that highway analogy.
I think when Al Gore invented it, he called it the superhighway.
I believe that's true. So the highway, if you have a big tractor trailer, you pay more to go down that highway than I do in my automobile. But what the FCC is saying is that everybody pays the same to be on the highway.
Well, that's a very interesting and very reasonable analogy, Tom. Look, people are willing to pay. Large corporations are willing to pay more for faster service. Basically, or stated a different way, they're willing to use the free market. You know, pay less when you don't need the speed, pay more when you do need the speed. Pass the cost on to your customer. But when the government gets involved and mandates one size fits all for everybody, and when players in the industry, this is the kicker. This always drives me as a free market person crazy. When major players in the industry, like Google and Microsoft and Apple, prefer to deal with the government, with regulators, than with the free market, something just is not right. Well, I would trust the free choices of consumers and investors before I would trust the coercion of bureaucrats.
I also did not know that the Internet was broken. That's the other part. What are they trying to regulate?
I'll tell you why this is happening now. Because we have an ideologically driven president, a hard left ideologically driven president, in the last 2 years of his presidency, with a Republican Congress that's going to reject everything he sends to him, finding ways to put his fingerprints in the government that do not require congressional approval. And one of those ways is to use his political appointees to the administrative state, in this case, the FCC. There's 3 Democrats and 2 Republicans. He appointed the 3 Democrats. They're going to do whatever he asks them to do. And the Congress can't do anything about it without the president's signature or without overriding a veto. Therefore, the only remedy here will be in the courts, and it'll take years for this to be, and millions for this to be litigated.
I hope it is. I hope it is. Judge Andrew Napolitano, great to see you, Judge.
Thank you, Tom.